in 2006, when I started yoga, as you all know, after Shavasana, you feel such a bliss spiritually and mentally. So I got hooked. And also I learned that first part of your life is to learn and experience, but second part of your life is to give back and serve for others. I learned that from yoga philosophy class. And so when I was combining all these things and experience, I felt like I had a calling. We came up with this mission that is to mobilize yoga practitioners worldwide, which is 300 million people today, and channel your and our gratitude for the practice of yoga into empowering underserved women and children in India so that they can create sustainable lives. And with this mission, we came together from around the world. Yoga communities over 30 countries are now supporting our mission, and 150 ambassadors and supporters who are the yoga teachers, kirtan leaders, meditation teachers. So many people are coming together from around the world and do fundraising for us, sharing our mission with their communities. That is our community power. And with this support, we are now empowering more than 2,400 underserved women and children in India. So we also go to India every year to see our programs. We invite ambassadors or supporters who would like to join our trip, and so that you can see the impact of your donations. And first stop is Bangalore. And from Bangalore, we drive about 4 hours in the now much better road to an area called Chamarajanagar. It's a very poor area outside of Mysore in Karnataka state, where we support Dinabandhu Home, which is an orphanage. All children have absolutely no place to go if they want for this home, but they now have such loving care and great education. And this house or home is run by non-governmental organization, Dinabandhu Trust, which is our partner since 2010. And Professor Jayadev on the right side, he's the founder. He was a professor of zoology who saw street children around his house in the early 90s, about 30 years ago. And he created a small house, and that grew into this Dinabandhu Trust home today, which houses about 100 children. And we are very fortunate to work organization like this. And in this area also, Dinabandhu Trust selects 100 young people who have otherwise no chance to go to college, but with a scholarship, these boys and girls are now getting 5-year scholarship, and we are now seeing many students graduating with college degrees. Very successful program, which I'll talk a little more about a little later. So in addition to meeting these scholarship students, we also visit their homes. This is Shama, smiling beautifully. She comes from a poor family. Her dad makes these fresh flower garlands, but he doesn't make much money. But Shama got a scholarship, and she's now majoring engineering in university. Next stop, we go to Calcutta, which is about 3 hours from Karnataka, Bangalore, about 3-hour flight. And Calcutta is the center of West Bengal state, which unfortunately has the highest number of human trafficking in India. So you can imagine what kind of situation girls and women have to face in a daily basis. So here, again, we are very fortunate to partner with amazing non-governmental NGO partner called Nishta, which was founded by this grandmother, beautiful grandmother, Pritiya Das, in the 70s. She saw in rural areas where women had no education, illiterate, and just staying home and doing housework like domestic servants. So she wanted to empower these women and girls. So that was in the 70s. Now, her daughter, Mina, is the director, and Manami, her granddaughter, is also a general manager, and they run with many social workers and help thousands and tens of thousands of people in a huge area south of Calcutta. And one of the programs we created with them is a microloan program. And every year now we provide this microloan for 550 impoverished mothers. So they create a group of 10 to 11 and come together to create one business. And for example, they sell this beautiful traditional kanta stitch silk crafts, and also like straw mats, which has become very successful. I'll talk about this soon. And also they sell vegetables, they sell jewelry. And so this has been a very successful model. The income has skyrocketed 600% in the first few years because they had nothing before. And especially this straw or raw material mat making group became very successful during the pandemic, because if you recall, in 2020, when the pandemic really exploded in India, there were no oxygens and thousands of people dying every day. Market was closed, everybody was losing jobs, but this straw mat kept in a very high demand. So they became like breadwinners in the village. And in this region, we also created a new initiative. One of them is a digital center, because during the pandemic, we learned in a hard way that girls are the last to use mobile phone if there is one at home. Most of the girls or most of the families don't even have a cell phone, not to mention computers or internet at home. So many girls lost 1 year or 2 years because of this digital divide. And we also created PAD project, which is a sanitary napkin for women and girls. Poor girls and women in this region have never had access to napkins. So this has become their brand, and we would like to send more machines, and so that this becomes a really sustainable social business, as well as educating girls and women about the hygienic importance for their health and so on. So these are great projects. Finally, in this region, I talked about 5-year scholarship of called SHE program. We are funding 300 young girls in this region, which is a historic achievement, thanks to everybody's help. And so all these girls are aiming to get college degrees. And we have been running this program for the last 10 years. So really, during this trip, I could see how we are seeding generational impact. For example, this Manisha, she is now a radiologist at a very prestigious hospital in Calcutta, after getting Bachelor of Science with a scholarship. But her grandmother was forced to marry at the age of 9. Her mother only went to elementary school. So you can see how the education opportunity totally transformed these families' lives and status and so on. And Manisha now, with her income, is adding a room one by one, and also already added toilet to the house. So grandmother and mother are so happy and proud of Manisha's success. So are we. And so today we are seeing nearly 200 young people already graduated with college degrees in Karnataka and West Bengal. And they all say they want to really help other young people to continue their education once they become financially stable. So that is a very nice thing to hear. So the SHE scholarship students, girls, when the people were dying, thousands were dying with COVID every day, they decided to go into the village to educate people about COVID. And there was no vaccine at that time yet, but these girls just wore masks and went inside the village and did all sorts of campaign, taking food assistance because there was no market and people were losing money and they didn't have enough food. And they did campaign, and so as a result, they were really respected by the villagers, and they were called COVID warriors. And the nicest story about this is that none of the girls who went into the village got COVID, even though they were contacting people every day. So we all say like there was a divine intervention. And finally, this is a snapshot of how we grew in the last 16 years. So I started counting how many people we were actually helping in 2011. It was only 55 mothers with microloan program. So over the years, we reached to 1,000 fund recipients, and we added scholarship for higher education. So we reached to 1,000 in 2017. And in 2021, with all your support during the pandemic, we added 1,000 more lives. And our goal is to continue this trajectory because we can do so much more. So we continue to do our best with our mantra, for the cost of one class, you can change your life. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you will join us if you haven't already.